Good afternoon, everyone. Coming to you live from Tiny. Creating simple living with joy. With joy. And with joy. But I'm here today to tell you I'm feeling much better. Between my daughter and my son-in-law, they got my uh, sewage tanks unclogged and unfrozen, actually. My daughter came down and worked on the hose that comes out of the camper, out of the sewage into the sewer, and got it all broke up. Used my blow dryer, and that took a little bit of work. She got all bundled up and uh, got all the electric wiring down here so she could plug the blow dryer in. And she went out there and she worked on that for a good hour. Got the ice all broke up out of there, but there's nothing more she could do. So then my son-in-law came down and used one of them great big, I think they're called kerosene heaters that blow the heat out, and got that up and under there. And it took him 2 hours. And then he had to change the hose that was coming out of the trailer and going into the sewer. Changed that. Then they made they used they wrapped insulation around the hose that comes out, and then took one of those what do you call them? Isn't that awful? One of them tubs, them plastic tubs with the lids on them, and took and cut it so it would fit over top use it as a casing to keep the cold air out of my keep me from freezing my sewer lines. So that's all settled. I'm in the middle of getting my dishes done. I'm going to be cooking myself something to eat. I've been talking to my boyfriend, best friend in my whole world, and he's become pretty important to me. My kids are very, very important to me. And my brother and sister is the only siblings I have left. I mean, my daughter was just talking about that, who all was left on both sides of their parents. So got through that. I got my trash all bundled up yesterday. After we got that all done, I just couldn't do anything other than I did fix myself something to eat. But I wanted to talk to you about now when like if you do come into a camper and you're going to hook it up to any kind of a sewage, because you're going to have to, really, because unless you go completely composting with the bath, your waste. Now, if the people that you got the camper sitting on is all right for you to let the gray tank go out, that's like your showers, that's like your dishwater, stuff like that. They're okay with that going out on the ground. But if not, then you've got to be prepared to make sure you have some good insulation around your camper, and make sure that hose that runs out that's going into the sewer is well insulated. But leave it open so you don't have to keep going out and pulling the levers and letting the stuff out. But before you come into a camper, make sure you check all that stuff out and know how to do all that before you do it. Okay. So I told y'all that I got some exercise equipment. Well, first of all, I'm gonna show you my ankle weights. They're not that complicated, but they have a thing on them that straps them like this. It's really hard to get loose. It goes like that. Yeah, right. It's Velcro, and it keeps them together, and you put your ankle through there like that, and then you tighten them around your ankles, and then you put them on both legs, and you can either lay down on your side or you can do side lifts like that. Yeah, I suppose you could even put them on your arms if you wanted to, and do your, like that kind of thing. I got them, and here's my hand weights. These are 2 pounds. So what you would do with them would be going, and then you go like this. Now that's rough. That's rough. So one day, once I finish getting done after this horrendous um, thing episode that happened to me. See, now Marsha, that's really tired. So if you just want to sit, I'm sitting on my little bench here, and the whole outfit. I got the 2 pounds. I got the 3 pounds and the 5 pounds. So yeah, these you want to start out with, and you just want to sit on a chair, and and put your hands down by your side like this, and go like this, or if you want to go like this. I mean, there's different things that you could do, and get yourself a little routine. You can go on YouTube and find yourself a little routine, but that's the 2 weights, the 2 pounders, and it came with a little stand that I had to put together, just plastic, and I've got my little things in here. So here's the 3 pounds. They're purple. So now these are much heavier. Now this is gonna have to come after I get used to the 2 pounders, and now that's rough. So I'm not gonna do a bunch of that right now. This is not exercise time, but yeah, 3 pounders. Oh, yeah, now these are the 5 pounders. I'm not even going to begin to work with these yet. But this whole outfit, I think, was either $34 or $39, and then you have your taxes. I got free delivery on it. So, but yeah, oh my God, there's no way I can do this right now. So, anyway, yeah. And here's no, I don't want that one. This is the one I want. This is a 5 pound kettlebell. Now these, you get like this. I mean, you spread your legs like this, and you go up and down. Whoa, go up and down like that. So I think most of you know that. Now this is what I'm going to start out with. They It was supposed to be a 3 pound, a 5 pound, and no, a 2 pound, a 3. I don't know. I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but they sent me the 5 pound, the 10 pound, and the 15 pound. So this is the 10 pound. This is going to be a little bit more. So I'm going to have to work my way up to these, and I will do it. So there's that one. And then here's the 15 pound one. Oh my God, that's a 15 pound. my little old bones. I'm gonna have to work my way up to that. Oh my God. somebody commented on there and said, well, just don't get to swinging that and it'll swing you out the window. I thought I was going to die. Oh, God. Oh. So, but that's my exercise equipment. Now, what I want to show you is something else. Now, this is the kind of thing that if your water pipes, depending on how big of an area you want. Now, we have one of these on the outside of the pipe coming up, and we got it in. We got one of these wrapped on it. That's the electrical part, well, that you wrap around it, that keeps the pipe warm so it don't freeze. And this is the turn on switch. I think that's it. Maybe it's not. I don't know how these work. All I know is that, anyway, you plug that in to an extension cord. Or if sometimes your campers have plug-ins up underneath, and you can just plug it up underneath. So if you're going to go into a camper, I don't care where you're at, because cold can come on any place, anytime, anywhere. It's just that simple. Now, down in Florida, which I never thought it would happen, it'd get down there to 30 degrees, freezing. So, yeah, this cost me $32. I think it was 29 something, and maybe 30 with taxes, whatever. So I've got that on hand in case I need it, although it has one on it. And here's my buddy heater. Never used yet. My daughter picked me up some tanks to go on it. And right here is where you put the tank. You hook the tank up right there, and it's just a cylinder, and it's a little green thing, and it'll fit right in that crevice right there. And it's electrical igniting, and you just turn this button right here, and it'll ignite the gas, and it's ceramic right there. And one tank will burn up to 4 hours at full blast. But if you keep it turned down, and it's right where you're at now, like I said, you got to watch in the wintertime that your pipes don't freeze. So, like here, the kitchen sink, even if you got a heat tape on, there's other areas that cold air can come into your camper. So, if you have to reduce yourself to just this, then make sure you open up all the doors that where the water lines are. So there's heat going in there. And that's like in the bathroom. Open up that door under the sink, because you can see in there where the water and water lines and stuff come in from there. Especially if you're, I don't know how to explain it. If you're like, you go to town and you fill there's a fresh water tank under there someplace. I don't know where it's at, but anyway, yeah, this is the buddy heater. It cost me $64 plus tax, and haven't used it yet, like I said. So, and they're working on fixing my other one. I don't know if it can be fixed or not, but yeah. So set yourself up with some of this stuff, even if you're in a house. And if the electric goes out, if you got to have electric for pretty much anything. If you've got a gas furnace, like I've got here, propane furnace or a gas furnace, you still got to have electric to run it. Now, unless, of course, you get one of them things like they bought my son when he was here. It's a little, I don't know, it's about that big, but they get smaller ones that you hook them to the wall, and you hook your outdoor propane to it, and you really don't need electric for that. It'll just radiate the the fire off of it, and you can say, well, now I've been thinking about getting me one of them for here. And here's the thing, you got to have the wall space to do it, though. So I got to figure out if I'm going to do that, But I'm hoping that somewhere along the line that I don't have to do that. But we'll see. Because I mean, I don't have space enough as it is. But yeah, that's my little buddy, Mr. Buddy. And so when I get done here, I'm going to make me something to eat. Well, I think I'm going to finish my coffee. I mean, I'm just going to heat it up in the microwave, and then get my dishes done. And it's too late to put a pot of beans on. I was going to do that, but that's too late. I think I might boil me up some potatoes, but what I want to do, I want to get my hot plate out for that. Although I've been doing a lot of cooking on my propane stove top, I'm trying to save my propane because they haven't put me on the list and haven't told me anything yet. So, and I tried to call them yesterday, but they're closed. Can't call them today. They're going to be closed. And I've already paid for this. So what my daughter and son-in-law and we have discussed, I got 2 30-pounders. If they go pick it up for me, I don't know how, it's probably going to cost me like $70 to fill both of them, and I'll have them ready. If when I run out of this big tank, but they have to disconnect all of that to put my other tanks on there, and then we have to know when they're coming to deliver, so we can disconnect that and hook the big tank back up. Now, here's the thing: you got to coordinate all that, and if you can't coordinate that, if they call you while my son-in-law's at work, because he's the only one that can do it for me. So it is what it is, and you got to work around that. Now, like yesterday, I just muddled through. I mean, there wasn't too much more I could do, just muddle through. I was exhausted. But, yeah. So I'm waiting on the propane to be delivered. That was all my exercise equipment and heat tape. Things. Have those things handy if you're going, especially if you're going to be in a camper. And like I said, I got the extra fireplace in the bedroom in case I can't do it because it's on the. I mean, can't do both of them at the same time because they're on the same circuit. But if something like this, if this one goes out, then I got that one in there. So anyway, that's all I've got to show you today. But I do want everybody to know that I love all you guys. Most of, I'd say 90% of you have really been good to me, and there's a lot of naysayers that come on and try to rub me the wrong way and try to tell me that some of my topics are too heavy and that they can't watch it. Well, then don't watch it. I mean, it's the truth that's going on out there. I mean, I want to know what's going on out there so I know how to handle my life. I don't know about y'all. Like say for instance, when I get an email from my bank, right? And they'll tell you, okay, there's some new documents. Go into your online banking and see what it says, because they change their policies, right? And they'll say, well, it says like all the changes that you make, and if you don't respond to it and say, well, no, I'm not up with that, I don't want to do that. Well, if you don't respond, then they'll just automatically think that you're okay with it. And then when something comes up and says, well, we're not going to give you back your fee because of this. Like they'll charge you so much for maybe for sending out, like I have Zelle on mine, and when I want to send money to my daughter, or if I owe somebody, then I send it that way sometimes, or I'll send it through bill pay. They might say, like, well, we're going to start charging you $1 for each time you do that. And if you don't know that, and then you see all that's adding up, well, why? Not, well, you didn't respond. Whether you're like, well, would it change? Would their policy change? No, their policy's not going to change. So all those things about keeping up on top, okay, maybe for instance, they're talking about they've been talking about nuclear wars and stuff like that, and everybody's going about their business, and they're doing their little things, and nobody's watching, and then one day a bomb drops on you. I know that's not, but those things happen. Well, what do you mean? A bomb dropped over on um, uh, Michigan. Well, it did. They dropped an A bomb, and a lot of times they'll let you know that this stuff is happening, or it's coming, or it might come. Okay, it may never come, but if it might, then maybe you need to be prepared. See, people don't want to hear this stuff. People don't want to hear why men and women don't, why the women out there are shaving their heads, and they don't want to hear about there could possibly, we've been made by the Anunnaki and from another planet. People don't want to hear that stuff for whatever reason. It makes them feel uncomfortable. Well, I'm sorry, those things are going on out in the world, and they're being talked about. Now the government's even talking about it. So that's just like I tried to tell some people a while back that they just passed a law for the whole United States that being homeless is against the law. So if you decide you're going, if you do this on purpose, and you decide you want to go live in your car to save money to not rent a place, and you go live in your car and you're sleeping in your car, the policeman knock, 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 knock. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. We got to arrest you and put you in jail because you're not safe in there. And besides that, it's against the law. I'm just telling you. And when I try to tell people this stuff, some of them will fight me back. You know, they don't want to hear it. That's not true. Well, yes, it is true. I mean, listen to what's going on in the world so you know how to handle your own life. The people want to know, well, I talked about polygamy the other day because Abraham, that crew back then, God promoted polygamy. It's just that plain and simple. And then we tried to tame. Now the women didn't have that. It was just the wealthy men that had. So naturally, the men today think that that's okay, and you shouldn't be upset. Not all men. No, I'm not saying all men are like that, but I'm just saying I bring this stuff to you so we can understand what human life is about and why people act the way they act or don't act. A lot of people don't want to hear that stuff. I mean, that's just one aspect of it. I mean, it's like, and then there's some people that get mad because I put songs on. Well, this channel isn't all about one person here. It's about anybody that maybe somebody wants to listen to those songs, and I get a lot of views on them. So if I disappoint people, I disappoint people. That's just the way it is. I'm going to let people know what's going on out there the best that I can. You can either listen or not listen. And then someday when they come and take all your chickens out of your yard because you have to register them and you didn't, and you didn't know about it because you wouldn't listen, that's the kind of thing I'm talking. That's what my channel is about. So anyway, a merry heart doeth good like medicine, y'all. Just remember that. And if you let the world and yourself break your spirit, then it's going to dry up your bones. You're going to get old and decrepit, and you're not going to try to live your life. You're going to live on meds. You're going to live on um, the past about, well, that person did that to me, and this person did that to me, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. And sometimes you have to just muddle through, but for the most part, you got to stand up and be like a river and push through. And then, of course, some people can do it very easily. So, just saying. But that's what I had to show you today, and that's what I had to talk about today. And like I said, I never know what I'm going to talk about until I start talking. So I'm partially prepared now. I'm partially prepared. So y'all have a great day. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. Remember that. You're right if you can, if you think you can. And you're right if you think you can't. So, bye-bye. Y'all have a great day.